Hi VC, this is Bev here, Clarkovision, and thank you for watching. Right. I've been wanting to do this particular video for a while, and I kept thinking about it and then I'd forget all about it, and I'm now just taking the bull by the horns, and this afternoon I am going to just do it. Well, here I am. So this video is a thread response, and it was launched by Propfe over at his channel Musically Obsessed. The link to his channel and directly his video for the thread is below in the comments, so if you haven't subbed to Chris, I would recommend you do. He's another fantastic member of the vinyl community, and he's into a lot of rock and metal, but he's also into a lot of other stuff, so you get a kind of full wide range of stuff that he's into. But he does a lot of interesting videos, so I would suggest you check him out. Do check him out if you haven't checked him out so far. And he launched this thread, and it's about cover versions, and he wanted you to just show or talk about 3 cover versions of songs that you think yourself, obviously, are better than the originals. And I've got 3. So I'm just going to show my 3 here. So the first one, I don't have a physical copy of the song that I want to show here, so I'm going to just show a picture of the 7-inch vinyl cover from Discogs. I just grabbed a picture of it there. So song number 1, right? Now this is Pseudo Echo, Australian band from the 80s, and it's Funky Town, their cover of Funky Town. Sorry about the glare from the iPad here. I think this was a great catchy rock tune, pop rock tune. I think it hit the UK charts in 87. I think it was initially released earlier in 86 in other parts of the world, but it hit our chart in 87. I think it peaked at number 6 or 8 or something like that here, 6 or 8, I can't remember exactly. In fact, wait a minute, I have the window here. It's down here. Actually, that's the, I need to go down further for the Funky Town, the Pseudo Echo version. 1 second. UK singles chart, here we are, yeah, number 8. So Funky Town by Pseudo Echo got to number 8 in our chart. I believe it went to number 1 in Australia and New Zealand, and it went to number 1 in Canada as well, looking at the charts here. Number 2 in South Africa. The United States, it made number 6 on the Hot 100. So yeah, but the original of Funky Town was done by an American sort of disco band called Lips Inc. And I think it was released in about 1980, late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, a single in 1980, and I don't particularly like that version. It's okay, but when Pseudo Echo came along and they did this and I heard this, I thought, oh yes, that was good. This is on my wants list, a copy of this, either the 7-inch, probably the 7-inch, I don't know if I'll bother with the 12-inch, but I never got this back in the day at the time for some reason, just one that I never got around to getting, I suppose. But I just think it's such a feel-good version, and it's rocky because they've got the guitars and they put a guitar solo in it. And I just think it was a really well done tune. Unfortunately, it was the only hit this band had, certainly over here. I don't know how well they did elsewhere, but yeah. So that is number 1. And the second one is, I've got the window up for this too, so I can sort of remind myself what I want to say about it. It's this song here. I've raided my dad's collection because I knew he had it, because this is where I first heard this song. And believe it or not, I heard this version, I don't know when it was, probably the first time I ever heard this, it'd be about something like 5, probably, because we would listen to Dad's records when we were getting introduced to music. 4 or 5 or 6 or something like that. Maybe 4 is just a bit young to remember, but anyway. And this is the song I Only Want to Be With You, and it's the version by The Tourists. Obviously it's just in a generic sleeve, so that's this is a single from 1979, and it's The Tourists who recorded this version. Now originally it was done by Dusty Springfield in the 60s, which is it's a nice version. It's a very 60s feel about it. Again, personally, I don't think many people will agree with me, but I think it's just because of my musical tastes. I prefer this version. I actually had it on earlier today listening to it. It's good because it's a more rocky version of the song. There's a bit of guitars in it, and the singer of the band The Tourists was actually Annie Lennox, who went on to form the Eurythmics alongside, what's his name? Stewart, isn't it? Somebody Stewart? I can't mind his name. Yeah, you know the guy who I'm on about. But yeah, so the other half of the Eurythmics. But before that, they were in a band, she was in The Tourists. And again, this came out in 79, so Dad obviously got this, and it was in his collection, and he must have liked the version too, I guess. But again, I think this is a really cool version of I Only Want to Be With You. And the third one, I just had to, this is a no-brainer, this one. The third one is the track called Word Up, and it was originally done in the 80s, actually, by the American funk band, it says on Wikipedia, called Cameo. And I don't like their version, I'm not particularly keen on that. But then Scottish band Gun, hard rockers from Glasgow, on this album here, on Swagger, they did a cover of Word Up. It's track 3 on this album. And this came out in 92, so, sorry, 94, I beg your pardon. So about 1994 they recorded this version of Word Up, and this is amazing, absolutely amazing. This is hard rock. They turned that funky disco poppy version of Cameos into a solid guitar driven hard rock classic, and they put a guitar solo in it as well, and everything about Gun. I mean, the singer's got such a strong voice, although the singer on here is no longer with the band, he left, but yeah, this song revived, and actually this song peaked at number, it did quite well in the UK charts as well. Let me just double check for you. UK singles, is that it there? Have I got the right? Let me just check. The Gun version, here we are. UK singles charts. This hit number 8 as well, the same as Funkyton in the UK singles charts. So, yeah, it was just such a good song. I actually had the CD single of this when it came out, and I got rid of that. I kind of got rid of most of my CD singles. I think pretty much all of my CD singles I got rid of, apart from a Def Leppard one, which I had at the time. It was the only Def Leppard one I had back then, but yeah, so, but I've got it on this album. So honestly, people, if you have not heard Gun's version of Word Up, you're doing yourself a misservice. You really need to listen to it. I'm going to leave a link below to my 3 cover versions that I've discussed here, so if anyone just wants to sample them right here and now, the link's right there. So that is my response to Chris Propfe's thread. I think Nathan did a response to this a while back at Metal Down Under, so I don't know if many other people did a response, but I thought this would be a really good one to jump on, and as I say, I've been wanting to do it for weeks, so here it is. And you know, if anyone else wants to throw something out there, they can do it. Anyway, I'll catch you in another video and speak to you soon. Bye.